Hello everyone and welcome back to The Sims 4. So last week we worked with some of our Wolfquest wolves and decided to recreate some of them. So we have Katari here and Tarrell here as well, and I figured we'd pick up where we left off because we did kind of get interrupted in the middle of creating puppies because there's just so many of them. So we're going to keep working on that today and see if we can get at least some more of the puppies done, and if maybe we can actually go ahead and create Kaya and Courage as well and get working on our next generation. But for now, we're just going to be working some more with the genetics simulator and seeing if we can get any puppies that look sort of how we imagine the adults may, or if we can look and see if sorry, pardon me again, I've said this before, I'm kind of sick and so I'm a little bit out of it sometimes. But we're gonna see if we can get any of the pups that look kind of as the other one, or kind of as they did in Wolfquest. So we're gonna go ahead and here we go. We can play with genetics. And we're going to put Katari and Tarrell as the parents, and that's actually really cute. Not quite what we're looking for, but pretty cute. But actually, that's maybe not too bad because Kanto does have a very goldish appearance, and if we did change some of these around just a slight bit, yeah, and make him a little bit more golden in color, that could actually look pretty good. I actually really like that. And then was this... we put this one here. Yeah, that'll lighten him up a little bit. That'll be good. And then if we change the nose, the nose color, here we go, and make him have a black nose and blue eyes, because wolf puppies do have blue eyes, then yeah, I think that actually does look quite a bit like Kanto. So let's go ahead and we will keep that look. We'll go ahead and save that, and we have Kanto, and we'll go ahead... I'm going to give him a slightly deeper bark there. I think that'll be good. And I think, yeah, that looks like we should have everything right here. Yeah, and then how would he look grown up? I just want to see, or we have to do that over here. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Yeah, that's a pretty nice look. All right, we'll go ahead and keep that look for him. And then as for his traits, I don't know. Did Kanto actually get a side story? I thought he did. No, I don't actually know if he did for sure or not. He may have, but I think we're going to go ahead and let's look at some of the traits. I'm trying to remember. He definitely... I don't know if he showed quite as much personality as some of the other pups did, so I think we'll go ahead and give him... Let's see. This is from the second litter, by the way. We'll go ahead and I think we'll give him the curious trait. We'll go ahead and see if maybe we can give him... I think we'll go with... I'm trying to remember. I know Kaya was the really shy one this litter. We'll go ahead and give him friendly. I think he had fairly neutral traits. Sometimes there are pups that really tend strongly one way or another, but sometimes there are ones that are kind of just middle of the road, and I think he was one of those pups and didn't necessarily have as many obviously distinctive traits. He was kind of just more in the middle of the personality scale. Not super hyped up and energetic and outgoing, but also not super shy either. And maybe playful. We'll go ahead and just give him playful. Hopefully these traits are somewhat accurate. If any of you guys remember Kanto better than I am, I'm sorry. It has been a long time and we've been through a lot of wolves, so I may not be always 100% accurate, especially with some of these earlier ones. It's a lot easier to keep track of the ones that are much closer to where we are right now. So I think, though, that'll be good for now. We'll keep that for Kanto. Let's go ahead and we'll play with genetics again. And we are creating a sibling, but it's usually... Oops, no. We have to actually select here. Oh, that's a really interesting representation of what Katari's mom could have looked like. Aw, that's kind of got some collie in there, maybe? But anyway, we're going to go ahead and create a child again. I find it's usually better to create child than to create sibling. And actually, that's not too bad of a look for just starting out, because we do have... I think Ashy actually looked something like this. If we look at the ears a little bit, and we maybe make them a little bit more... Oops, that's one is flopped over there. And I don't remember all of the customizations that everybody had later in life, but we are making their puppy selves, so we're not going to add all of that on. going to make those a little bit wider there. Yeah, I think that'll be pretty good. And we'll go ahead and keep this for Ashy, and we will change the eye color here, just because wolf puppies do tend to have blue eyes. And let's just look at, or let's go ahead, we'll save. And then why is it, what is going on? Why are my relationships showing up weirdly? What did it do? Oh, he doesn't have a name. Is that why? No, or she. This will actually be Ashy. And why? I guess it was probably because we hadn't named her or something. I don't know why I decided to do that. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's fine now. I don't know what it was doing there. But let's see how she looks as a little bit older. I think that's a pretty nice look. She has kind of some of her father's facial structure, I think, but a lot of her mother's looks. And I think that'll work, so let's go ahead and put her back in puppy form. So, again, with mostly everything except for, like, the torn ear or whatever, or all of that stuff, most of that is not going to show up just at this point in life anyway. A lot of them got those customizations and such a little bit later on, so they're not going to have all of that showing up from such an early age anyway, so it's okay. It will mostly work with those, with the ones that we actually go and do make adults, that we do make the adult forms for. So that'll be, of course, our main generation. And then if you guys want to see any of the wolves that we had, that grew up and had puppies of their own, if you want to see us make them and their families as well, or maybe take a puppy and do a grown-up version of them as well, then definitely let me know and we can take a look at that. So let's go ahead, and I think that'll be pretty good. I'm going to give her kind of a middle-ranged bark there. Again, wolves don't really bark, but, or well, they do bark as a defense mechanism. They'll bark to warn of danger, but they don't bark the same way dogs do, but Sims 4 doesn't really count for that. But I think, so the one thing that really stood out about Ashy was that she was very close to and very protective of her little sister Kaya. And so what would we say? I think we'd say loyal, because she was very loyal to Kaya. She was also very protective of her. I'm gonna go ahead and say pretty friendly, because she and Kaya were pretty close friends. And let's see. What else would be fitting for her? We'll go ahead and give her the adventurous trait, because that's, again, I think she was a little bit more outgoing than her sister was. So that's something that we'll give her here. And I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I think that'll be pretty good for her. So let's go ahead and we will randomize in another, we'll play with genetics again. Let's go ahead and swap out for Katari, and then we'll go ahead and put, nope, I want to create the child. And we'll go ahead and why are you giving me errors again? I don't understand this. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know why it's giving me errors. Not quite what we're looking for, I think. You can actually get a black coloration from this, which is kind of interesting, because we mostly had black wolves start showing up after Courage, but we did have some. We're mostly looking for gray, actually. Let's go ahead and we will keep this. And why are these messing up? I don't really understand what's going on. It's just being a little finicky today. But we're going to go ahead and actually change the gender here, because this is a pretty good base for Kaya. And I'm going to look and see if we can do a little bit more of a brownish gray. Yes, like that. And then we can do just straight up white underneath. Let's see how she looks as a little bit older. And I will do some customizing with that. My goodness, those ears are huge. Let's bring those down, and I will work a little bit with Kaya and some of her more detailed customizations, because the one thing we do know about Kaya is that she did have one ear that kind of flopped over. And no, that's not what I meant to do. But she did have one ear that flopped over, actually, as a result of the attack that happened when she was young. I might play with her coat a little bit more, because she definitely had more brown in it than what we're seeing here. So maybe if we did something like this, and then this was more brown. That's gonna be actually probably more gray because she did have pretty dark gray fur. And then what's this one? That's gonna be the tips of the ears and such. This is gonna be a little bit darker gray, something like that probably. And then, oh, that's on the back of the legs, so maybe we don't necessarily want to... Or what? Yeah, that is what's a little bit more... Yeah, okay, let's look at some of the other options again, possibly. I think I do want to go with a 5 color, probably. So let's see, this I'm going to do a little bit lighter around the eyes, I think. Yeah, that definitely is around the eyes, so I'm going to go for this. And then where is this falling? I still don't know. Well, we'll try and find something that's a little bit more suited to her looks. Because we are going to go in a little bit more detail with Kaya, because we will for sure be working with her genetics in more detail, because she is part of the next generation. Let's try this. And that just takes you to paint mode. I thought for a moment that I had been missing this whole time the ability to edit a coat in more detail. But no, it just takes you to paint mode. Okay. Let's put them all, I'm going to put them all on white for now, and that way we can see exactly what each one does. So that's the undersides. Those are going to stay on white. This is the back, so that's going to be pretty dark in color. I'm going to actually make that black. And then this, yeah, that's the main body. Okay, so let's do that. That's a pretty nice color. What is this? This is kind of the underside areas a bit more, and so I'm going to actually make those a little bit more brown, especially if we can find a nice color. Maybe something like that. I think that fits pretty well, actually, and that'll be good for Kaya. And let's go ahead, and if we switch her back to a puppy, and then we switch her back to an adult, then I think it does keep her looks pretty well. And we will switch her eye color for here, because she will be a puppy in this, but we'll switch it back to yellow for when she is an adult. And I think, does it translate pretty well? I think it does seem to translate pretty well and pretty consistently to her adult look, so that's pretty good. And she's pretty skinny, so we'll make her pretty skinny. She's very lean. She took a lot after her mother. But yeah, we'll go ahead and put her back to being a puppy. And actually, let me customize her voice as well. We can probably do some of that more when we actually work with her, but nevertheless. And of course, we've got to get her name in there. So this is Kaya. And now what we know about Kaya is that she was very skittish. She was definitely jumpy. She was much more shy. And she didn't like a lot of confrontation. And she actually got... Oh yeah, that's the other thing we should do, is we should go into paint mode. She actually got a scar on her face when she was young because she was attacked by the druid female. And she actually got a scar. Kind of... That's too big. And it needs to be a little darker. But she has a scar... Is that gonna work? She has a scar right here from where the druid female bit her. That's too much. That is too much. We're going to reset it, and I'm gonna take, maybe if we do something like this, and I don't want it mirrored because she only has the scar on one side. Still a little bit too much. Still not, that's not light enough. It has to be lighter than her surrounding fur, but it still has to be, I'm gonna go back to this color for a moment and then we'll darken it down. We'll just kind of give a small thing there. And we'll go back, yeah. And then that should look good. Will it look more detailed as an adult? Let's actually edit it as an adult. If need be, we could actually take that scar completely off for now because she did get it as a puppy, and we don't know exactly what time period this is in compared to would she already have the scar or would she not. If we do something like this, nope. Can we make it any... Oh, it needs to be not mirrored. That's not how we do this. Maybe something like that. And if we go back, does it smooth out at all? No, it doesn't. Let's remove the paint mode. We'll go back again. It's gonna take a bit to get this right, but we'll get there. That's too dark. And of course it is mirrored. There. Maybe something, yeah, something just like that would look okay, I think. And then when we put her back to a puppy, how does it show up? That shows up pretty nicely. So that'll be a nice little indicator of the scar she got. That and her ear are a result of the attack. And so that'll be a good indicator of that. And I think a good, good replication of that. So let's go ahead and we'll see here too. She was definitely jumpy. She's not adventurous, she's not active, she's not aggressive, definitely. She's not a couch potato, she's really not friendly. She's not a glutton, she's not overly hairy. She might be a hunter. Possibly, no, because she stayed very close to Ashy and then later to Courage. She actually took comfort in having another there. She was pretty loyal. That's actually a good one, because wanting to be close to an owner, I mean, that's the closest you're going to get to be wanting to be close to her sister or her mate. And so I think we're going to give her loyal. And, because she's pretty skittish on her own anyway. And I think we'll go ahead and give her hunter, because none of the others seem to fit super well. And I think that's the closest we're going to get. So lastly, let's go ahead and we will play with genetics one more time. And we'll take Katari here and we'll go ahead and create a child. And please don't error. I don't know why it was erroring. And we'll go ahead. This next time we are going to be randomizing for a son. And we're just looking for that brownish kind of coloration again. Because that's going to be pretty close to what we're looking for. Maybe we'll take this. And then let's see if we can maybe darken it down a bit. So this might go here. And this might lighten a little bit. No, actually that was nice. It was, which one? It was this. No, this. Okay, that'll work. And then we'll lighten that up just a little bit more. And yeah, I think that'll be good. And let's go ahead, we'll change the eye color. And we need to change the nose color as well. And I think we should be pretty good with this, and this will be a good start. Here we go. This will be a good start for Rico. And here we go. So I'm gonna give him a bit of a deeper bark. And I think, let's just see how he'd look as an adult. That's pretty good. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good for Rico. So let's put him back to a puppy. And all the relationships are set properly. And I seem to remember that Rico had something to do, his challenge had something to do with eating a lot, I believe. So I think we will actually give him the glutton trait. Oh my goodness, that looks so funny with the puppy. I've never actually seen it as a puppy before, but that's pretty great. I think we'll go ahead and I think he was fairly playful. And I'm trying to remember, was he the troublemaker pup of the litter? I don't really remember. It has been a while. And I don't know. I think we'll go ahead, we'll give him the smart trait, because I think he was a pretty smart pup. I don't know, that one's a little bit more ambiguous. So yeah, this will make for a good start for our first litter here, or our second litter, actually, the first one for this episode, and that's already basically the whole episode. Wow, it might take us a while to get through this. But yeah, so I think we're gonna go ahead and leave off here for today. I'll put this litter up for download, so if you guys want to get our second litter, you can definitely check that out as well. And we will be working some more with Kaya, and eventually making Courage as well. But for now, we're going to try and get through Katari and Tarrell's first litters and get all their litters, and get those out of the way here. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.